Khamzat Chimaev shared his thoughts with RT Sport on the debate between George St. Pierre and Kamaru Usman being the GOAT of welterweight. Chimaev felt that although Kamaru has done a lot in welterweight, that he still has more work to do to get to GSP's status. He said, Kamaru has been the champion at one weight. George has done it at 2 or 3 weight classes, right? So if Kamaru does what GSP did, then he will catch up with him. If he does more, he will surpass him. As far as his fight versus Gilbert Burns on April 9th, he explained that the contract still hasn't been signed and Burns was blaming it on Chimaev not having a visa. Khamzat said that he has had no problem with that at all. He said, this dude says something about April 9th on the internet. Like, do you have your visa? I have my visa. My friend sent me some posts on social media saying I didn't get my visa or something like that. That I flew to the US and they didn't let me in and I went back home. Look, I have been to the US 3 times and never had any trouble. They even recognized me in customs. Never had a single problem with it. My current visa expires at the end of March or so. The UFC and my manager are working on it now. So most likely I will fly over there soon and extend my visa there. So I have no problem if the other guy doesn't sign the contract. That's it. Anyway, I don't care. If Burns doesn't sign it, anyone from the top 10 or not. I just need to fight, get my money, and move forward. If I kill everybody one by one, they won't get away from me anyway. Booker T was on the MMA Hour and asked how he felt about Israel Adesanya fanboying him at the UFC 271 press conference.
Listen up, man. The fact of the matter is this. On the five-time WCW champion, now can you dig that?
Like a bigger sense of strength in there from your previous fights?
Yeah. Is that Booker T?
It is.
Five-time UFC champion. I was like, is that Booker T? What the f? Holy shit. Sorry, just being a fan. No. The f?
It's this city.
Oh, shit. My man. Respect to you, bro.
Booker went on to say that Israel is his favorite active fighter on the roster and said, for Izzy to actually pay respect to Booker T, it just lets me know how it made him feel as a young kid growing up. Hopefully one day to inspire just like I did. You could tell he was a fan. You could tell he loves not just what I did for him, but the game of professional wrestling, entertainment. He's a performer. He's the Muhammad Ali of the MMA world. I tell you, he's a generational talent, and they only come along few and far between. Henry Cejudo was on the Triple C and Schmo show and said that the only man who will be able to stop Adesanya is a welterweight. He believes that man is Khamzat Chimaev. He feels his wrestling will be too much for Adesanya as it's on a Khabib type of level. Check it out.
100%, man. I don't even bet money, but the guy that will stop is actually a 70-pounder, and his name is Khamzat Chimaev. I believe Chimaev is just a whole nother animal, dude. His wrestling, his confidence. From what I've heard from a lot of people, this dude literally trains like nobody has ever seen before. And when you're a wrestler and you're like that and he's driven, man, I don't think there's nobody on the planet. I can see him easily beating Israel Adesanya. This is the reason why, because he can take him down and he has that Khabib control. Even though they were fighting or whatever, he always gave Khabib credit that you know, he always edified him. Where Whitaker's not good, he doesn't make his feet don't become his hands, and that's something that Chimaev has been able to develop. So because he's been able to develop that, it's like, man, you're gonna try getting out from that dude. The dude's gonna shoot it on your legs 20 damn times a round, you know? If Israel could beat him, and I will shut up and I will be like, you know what, dude? I will apologize. But if he's able to beat, if that fight ever happens, which it is gonna happen, I got Khamzat Chimaev as a wrestler.
Khamzat then responded to Cejudo and said, he is not ready to die, brother. The UFC rankings have been updated after the conclusion of UFC 271. In the pound-for-pound list, we saw Kamaru Usman retain his #1 spot. Israel Adesanya moved to #2 after his victory over Robert Whitaker. In the middleweight division, we saw Jared Cannonier move up to #2 after his victory over Derek Brunson. Sean Strickland moved up to #5 after his victory over Jack Hermanson. In the heavyweight division, we saw Tai Tuivasa move up a whopping 8 spots to #3 after defeating Derek Lewis. And finally, Brian Ortega decided to show his love for his girlfriend UFC fighter Tracy Cortez on Valentine's Day by getting himself her name tattooed on his bottom lip. Brian said, "All I can say is I love her." Check it out. As always, guys, if you liked the video, make sure to hit that like button for me. If you're new, subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date. Thanks for watching.